Peace. Man, happy now. And now is the vibrate. The read it which we vibing right now. Not too far in the future. And not too far, well, we can't go too far in the past right here. No, happy now. I want to speak on old souls, advanced souls, indigo, star seeds, rainbows. All the souls that been around for a minute. But I want to speak on basically, you know, some of us, if not most of us, we deal with struggles with material abundance. And I want to speak on, some of the reasons why that may be, and what, in essence, what we could do to help ourselves, a few things we could do to, get out of that situation, or that could to help us get out of that situation. May not just, poof, and we get out of the situation, but it will help. But basically, being an old soul, I know most, I know me myself, dealing with material abundance struggles. And in essence, it's not crucially, it's not nothing like where it's just hard to keep up on that mind frame, but it's just it feel like it's just something that may be just holding you back in the subconscious, and you wondering like why, I do these affirmations. You know, some of us is worse than others. Some people, may be where they just experiencing no flow at all and really wondering what's up. And then, it's some of us that get pinches and glimpses of it, but it's still like it got like a glass ceiling to it, and it's like, like I'm saying my affirmations, I got my vision board, I'm visualizing just why, you know what I'm saying? But and then too, what's ironic is one of the reasons is because of our, in essence, our wisdom from all our different incarnations. It helps us in good ways, quote unquote good ways, and then and then it could be harmful in other ways. But basically, seeing so much through your different incarnations, from being in poverty, from being in a position of power, or from being in a monastery type of lifestyle, or having spiritual vows that you gave up materialism, but you s- you you've been through so many different aspects of spectrums of life. You know what I'm saying? So you've seen that, you know, I ain't gonna say the ups and downs of money, but the ups and downs of wealth. You've seen that in essence is more to our spiritual wealth than a lot of the material things. And then also, like I spoke on the monastery type of life where you may have given made spiritual vows in a past life where you giving up materialistic things and a materialistic lifestyle, so to speak. And these vows may still be around. Matter of fact, and I made a video about that, but you have to just one of the things you could do to help with that is sitting down, meditating, and just kind of visualizing either going to your older self or just going in, just going within, and and letting yourself know, like, or basically giving out a denunciation, but basically like you quiet yourself, and then you just like I denounce any past life vows, or you know any type of monastic, I forgot if I even slaughter word, but I give up any type of spiritual vows that gave up like the material lifestyle. I want to denounce any of those vows, so I could be unaffected by that in this lifetime. Just find some type of way to verbalize that to your soul and to your older self. You know what I'm saying? And if you even, or you could use the crystal quartz, like try, like if you visualize like cutting all cords, and that including all past life cards also. You know what I'm saying? Visualize all the past life cards being cut, you know But that's one thing that could help with that part, because a lot of us do have that situation where, that's why a lot of us in this lifetime are so into healing and into natural things, holistic health, because we not only probably live the life of giving up materialistic things, so we live life in a more natural way, but just being, more spiritual, because again, having that knowledge of being closer to the spirit. And all this information, all these things we went through is stained in our DNA and in the Akashic records of all the things we've been through. So it's really instilled in us and kind of harder for us to, get rid of it than others. Matter of fact, because another thing I was gonna speak on is like the newer souls or people who haven't been around, soulfully for a long time, manifesting things in this material world comes to them very easily because they don't have all that heavy weight or them stains in their DNA from, going through all these different experiences for the better or the worse, dealing with money, what I'm saying, better or worse, quote unquote. But they haven't, and on the flip side, they haven't seen all the spiritual world that we have, what I'm saying? Because all they know is this material world, what I'm saying? They never had, like, growing up, they never had that little feeling of like, oh, I know it's more than this material world, they never, they hit the ground running like, oh, all right, material world, I gotta do this and this to be better than this, this, in which and that's where the ego somewhat helps as far as material manifestations, you know what I'm saying? Now when you get up there with it, then and you're gonna need that spiritual, abundance, and to get rid of that ego, when the ego gonna start becoming detrimental, then it's gonna be no good anymore. But newer souls have that mind frame where they just hit the ground running of, like, all right, manifest this, go to school, I'm gonna go through these steps and do this business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know, without that knowledge of the spiritual abundance, so much is just, everything is material. And when I'm speaking on this, it's not a bad thing too, because for one, like, my ego is done with. Like, if I ever sound like I'm in my ego, it's just the way I'm delivering the information. But if I clown or sound like it's being, like, to each his own on how material you are or not. Because matter of fact, we both have something, you know what I'm saying, that the other, complements the other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, old soul has that richness and spiritual knowledge, and then, and knowing how much spiritual abundance is, and the newer souls know how to just look manifest things in this material world, and the essence of both of us coming together, that's a beautiful thing, manifesting things on a level. Because think about if all the spiritual leaders and teachers could manifest material abundance just with ease, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, how much money we would be putting in the places it need to be, in essence, quote unquote, you know the high vibrational places. I ain't gonna say need to. I'm gonna just say the high vibrational places. But and that's the thing. And also realizing too, because we got this mind frame of money is bad, because we saw a lot. We know we lived through the lifetimes where money was corrupting and doing a lot of evil. You know what I'm saying, quote unquote evil. So an old soul has that little stand backish feeling about money, as far as, like, still seeing it as being bad or something. But you know money is neutral until somebody take it and put it in whatever direction that they choose to put it in. And it's still, in essence, you shouldn't look at it or have some perception about the money just because the person who used it in their type of way. It's the person, not the money. But again, the newer souls, they have more of an interest in the material world, less vows and past life karma, dealing with all the past life karma and stuff like that, so they can roll through with material, things. And matter of fact, in essence, that's where the like I say, the lack of wisdom, or not having all those experiences come in handy, in essence. Because Matter of fact, and down to the saying of, sometimes, knowing too much could be detrimental to you. Because I had that message given to me on a DMT trip, like, where I wanted to know so much, and so it's just like I just would it would spoil the experience if I let you know everything right now. So just, I give you a little fractal of of that information, but I'm gonna back off. But that's where not knowing too much, in essence, come in handy for that, for this particular situation what we talking about. And then also, old souls, indigos, we're loving beings. We rather love and and how can I say and show love and just keep everything positive in a high vibrational state than to, go anywhere else. And that vibration within us also is what makes us shy away from money, because in most cases you see money, corrupt some people, and you see money like put people in that power, you know what I'm saying? And that's a position that we don't want to be in, because we see how much that hurt people, to be in that type of position dealing with money. And we don't like to hurt people. We understand that everything is one, and we got empathy. Now, why would I want to hurt myself? Like, I don't want to hurt you. You an extension of me. You know what I'm saying, in that sense. But we don't wanna harm anybody. Or get in that little power hungry position. Matter of fact, where we chase away our family, and we chase away, that that natural lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Like, where we just become too, you know, where we become, how they say, not being of the world, just living in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, being too much in this world, in this material world, and not still maintaining that spiritual abundance and that spiritual mind frame. Like, basically losing that high vibrational essence of unconditional love and of loving people. So we kind of have that fear of that also. And then another thing too, old souls, which this is a situation what I dealt with before, you know what I'm saying? I always kind of still somewhat deal with it, because I just rather, deal in the higher chakras than the lower chakras. But old souls, we may lack grounding in most cases. In other words, we like living in the higher chakras, which is not a bad thing on a spiritual level. But if you're trying to manifest things into this physical world, you know what I'm saying? It takes, a full alignment of the lower chakras also, you know what I'm saying? But we tend to live in the higher chakras, Matter of fact, instead of being like practical and manifesting in the physical realm, we rather be in the astral planes, talking to our spirit guides, or sitting under a tree, you know what I'm saying, talking to the trees and the flowers, and connecting on a non-physical level. So that's one of the reasons why we lack of material abundance, because we're so invested in our spiritual abundance. You know what I'm saying? We're so invested in you know the spiritual wealth of this infinite universe. And matter of fact, then back to the flip side of the good thing with the knowledge. The knowledge of how magical this universe is. It just really makes you you know, like I say, we tend not to be grounded. We tend to live in our high chakras, because we know of the magnificence of this universe, and how beautiful it is, and how much more abundance we have in the non-physical realm, in the non-physical form. So we tend to, lack abundance because of this mind frame, and because of not being grounded. Because part of grounding energy is, and I say part of most of it is grounding yourself in this physical realm. You know what I'm saying? Like, your root chakra deals with fight or flight, or courage, and like dealing with vitality to move around and do physical work, and make abundance happen on a physical level. You know what I'm saying? Your sacral chakra. Matter of fact, I remember, like, I always bring that up, where I was lacking sexual urge because I was just living in the high chakras, you know what I'm saying? Because another thing too, I've been through all these lifetimes, not only, you know, not counting sexual encounters in this lifetime, but in past lives, you know what I'm saying? It's like I done had the sexual encounters, and I know, of course, the sexual energy is good, dealing with that kundalini energy, that energy is cool, but we done been that kind of been there, done that type of feeling to it, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with the lower chakras and material things, so that's why we kind of just tend to, you know, live in the higher chakras in essence. But by doing that, you tend to be less practical about manifesting things in the physical realm. And there's a different practical to the other definition of practical that I use in the older video, dealing with how being practical takes away abundance. But this is more of being practical in a human sense, like a practical human and doing physical things in order to manifest. But again, just having that realization of our spiritual wealth, you know, and lacking, matter of fact, and also lacking interest in physical human accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Like, going to school and graduating, or being married with kids and this and that. And just again, no knock to people who live in this lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Speaking on, dealing with the old soul and how we deal with things and why we deal with this and this nature. But we just lack interest for human accomplishments in that essence. You know what I'm saying? Like any type of things that like matter of fact like a 9 to 5 had quote unquote having to work. Like nah, it's like man, I know I'm a god. Like I know that I could live. Matter of fact, just wanting to live and be the God that I am, you know what I'm saying? Just manifest things on a level of letting it come to me instead of like, oh, let me, materialistic, you know what I'm saying? It's like like this life's supposed to be easy, you know what I'm saying? And things supposed to come to me with ease. That's another thing with me in my abundance. Like I just got this thing where I'm just not gonna overwork myself anymore like that, and that's just my experience, and that's how I'm dealing with it. Like it's like it's no more overworking. Like I done that in past lives, and it's too much spiritual wealth. It, it, it's too much things to learn about how to deal with the law of attraction and manifest things on a non-physical realm. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather spend my energy working on that than to, be spending my time in a 4 year college or, or just working any 9 to 5. Like I'd rather work on my law of attraction abilities and learning how to manifest things on a non-physical level. If I'm going to manifest things, you know what I'm saying? That's just me and my experience also, you know what I'm saying? But which I know it speaks to a lot of old souls too, because again, we have memories of also being past our physical being, of knowing, of being one with source and knowing how much we have manifestation abilities on that level. So in a on the flip side to the coin of manifesting, although we don't manifest things on the like a lot of material physical things on the high level as far as financial abundance also, but we're into manifesting things more on a non-physical level. You know what I'm saying? So we would rather like, not have to do all that physical work and sit back and just meditate, and then whatever we was just thinking about pops in front of us. Like Jehudi or Thoth, some of us have memories of, possibly being that God if one of us were that God or principle. And because in essence, some of these principles, without going too deep, you know what I'm saying? Like it is principles and things within us, but in essence, they also are, gods too, and deities in essence. But, but that's basically it as far as like the reasons why, so again, going through so many different past lives and situations, stained our DNA, so it's kind of still lingering in the back of our subconscious, all these all these different type of mind frames that no longer serve. As a matter of fact, that's why crystals deal with that, like obsidian stones that help you to get rid of those type of those type of older vows that you gave up materialism and things of that nature. It helps you to get rid of that, get past that, and move into a mind frame and a thought process that's more conducive to the times you're in now and what you're trying to get done in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Because what was relevant in your past life, may not be relevant right now. So just getting away from those past life vows and all that past life karma, you know. And I spoke on, like, you could cut the cards, try to cut the cards from your past life, and basically verbalize giving up or denouncing any past life vows that you may have had. You denounce them. That's one of the ways to help. And just stand, and then another thing too, which I didn't say, and just stay persistent though, and believe. Just stay positive and believe in yourself as far as manifesting the abundance, and know that it will come. Cause like I say, for me, like I feel it's like a little bubble just lingering over my head with a little, I'm just one email away from somebody telling me, some great, great, great news. It's there. But it's that old little old soul mind frame that's like, but no, money is bad, and what about, what I'm saying? And again, it's good to stay aware of these things, but not in the matter of letting it hinder you. You know what I'm saying? You want to, of course, keep your soulful and spiritual self intact and keep your high vibration while dealing in abundance. But that's the thing, to know too that it is possible to have both. You know what I'm saying? To have, all the spiritual abundance, you know what I'm saying, soulful abundance, and to have all the financial and material abundance, you know what I'm saying? You can have both of them, you know, and it just takes that self-discipline also dealing with that, but you can do it. Like I said, it's just that old the old information of DNA and the Akashic records of dealing with past lives and how you may have dealt with, with material abundance and physical manifestations back then. But it's a new time, man. It's a new lifetime, new incarnation. You can do it differently this time. You got a chance. Matter of fact, 'cause that's my thing, like with being a wizard that was corrupt, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes that kind of shows his face. Like that's why like a lot of us too be so overly giving, 'cause we done probably did a lot of bad stuff in the past life. But it's like, man, oh man, let me just keep giving, and I'm scared to receive. Like I spoke on that in the other video. Like, nah, just here, just take it all, just take it all. If I was a bad person and all, man. And it's like, all right, yeah, you may have been, but all right, now you are, now things are different, you know what I'm saying? We're moving past that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we here learning and doing right now is getting rid of all that past life karma and situations so you don't have to feel like, oh, let me belittle myself. I should need abundance, or oh, I'm scared of money. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing is wrong with abundance and you shouldn't be scared of it. And now is the time. Now is the vibrate. You know what I'm saying? Now is the time to make this change though. You know. But that's basically it. Again, nothing is wrong with money. You know, abundance. Matter of fact, like if I didn't say it already, I'll say it again though. But like just visual, imagine like if all the spiritual leaders, all the spiritual teachers, had the abundance like the one percenters. If we were the good version of the quote unquote good, because the universe, the reality of the situation. But we'd be the good version of the one percenters. You know what I'm saying? Imagine a world like that. You know what I'm saying? Where all your favorite YouTubers who teaching on how to become your greatest version. All your spiritual leaders and teachers, had all the abundance, you know, which we all could have. That's another thing too, which is illusion. And which, in some cases, also or empathetic soul, we'll suffer from that mind frame also. It's like it's enough for everybody. We manifest things. Matter of fact, like Abraham famous for saying it's like it's nothing having to be pulled down, like it's no resource bank or nothing where it's like, oh, we're gonna run out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna run out of pulling things from, or we gotta depend on something getting dropped down to us. Nah, everything always is here and been here, and we can manifest as much as we want through our, you know, thought process. So it is enough for everybody. Everybody just has to have an abundant mind frame, and it will be enough for everybody. So we don't have to feel like, oh, if I have abundance, and I'm gonna be like a powerful person, and this other person not eating over here, and it's like, nah, 'cause they could be eating too. It's just a certain mind frame they need to put themselves in order to, what I'm saying, get with it. So you shouldn't feel, sorry on that type of level, to where you starting to lack abundance just because you know what I'm saying, you feel like, oh no, because they don't have abundance, let me not have it. Like, nah, for one, there's enough for everybody, and you don't have to be like that. In fact, if anything, teach that person to have an abundant mind frame, and then you know, and they could get it also. But that's basically it. Covered all my little bullet points I wanted to cover. But peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not too far in the future. Oh, not too far in the past. Can't go too far in the past. Right now. Matter of fact, as old souls can't go too far in the past. Like, right now. Peace.